Hello and welcome to Sundance Review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Griffin Survivor iPhone 4 Tough Case. This case is a pretty interesting case. I went on the market and was looking for a strong case for my iPhone. Reviewed the Casemate Tank as well as the OtterBox Defender and this Griffin Survivor, and this one seemed to have been more appealing to me than the others. First I'll give you an out-of-box review on it. This is the box that it came in. As you can see, it's somewhat narrow and doesn't have the actual product showing, which if I had bought it on the store shelf would be somewhat disheartening, but I was able to see a lot of pictures of it online before I purchased it online. You see that it's made for Verizon iPhones. I have a Sprint iPhone, so it doesn't have the SIM card on it, so this works perfectly for me. They fit the same thing. As you can see, it's made by Griffin. Its model is a Survivor. It's for the iPhone 4 and iPhone 4S, I would assume. Here on the side, it just has some little icons of the different things that it protects against, such as dropping, rain, sand, and dust, as well as vibration. See, it has a pretty hefty price tag, normal of most smartphone tough cases. I was able to get this on Amazon brand new for $20, so it was actually a steal of a deal. On the back here it has some instructions and also tells you why this is such a good tough case. It says tested and certified to meet or exceed U.S. Department of Defense Standard 810F and UK Department of Defense Standard 00-35. Protects your iPhone from dirt, sand, rain, shock, vibration, and a host of other environmental factors. So let's open this up and see what it looks like. One thing I really like about this is the fact that there's not a lot of packaging to it. It's really simple. There's not a lot of trash to get rid of, and I'm always for that. I don't like excess trash. So this is it. This is all that comes in the case. There's no instructions to it, no extra papers. The instructions, as you can see, there's some here as well as inside. So at first look, it looks really nice. It's actually really tough feeling. It doesn't feel cheap in any way. You have a protective film right here, as on most tough cases. The nice thing I like about this is you actually have... Oh, my phone is going off on me. There we go. As you can see here, it has a protective film right here, as well as one here, and that's what I really like about it. A lot of phones don't protect right here. I know the OtterBox Defender and the Casemate Tank don't. If you look closer at it, you can see that there are 5 holes there, so you can still get the sound from your headset through there, but keeps it dry from splashes. You have the belt clip here, and that was the biggest complaint from most people on these reviews that they gave, was that this belt clip here is rather flimsy. It's prone to breaking. I've been using this before I reviewed it because I wanted to be able to give a real account of what it's like, and I can tell you that in my experience it's actually a lot stronger than I was thinking it would be. I play on the floor with my kids with just this on, and it hasn't busted. I'm in the Army National Guard and I use this when I drill, and it hasn't broken yet at all. I've had my phone in it and the phone has bumped up against things while it's been on my belt, and it still hasn't broken. I haven't had it falling out on me, which has been nice. One of the reviewers said that he didn't like that it kept turning on his phone, it kept hitting the home button. And when I first put it in, I had that same issue, and then I realized it's because I was putting it in the wrong way. If you look here, there's a little dimple here for the home button. And so as long as you put it on the right way so that the pull tab is on top, you're not going to have that issue. I've pushed on it with that, and the home button does not turn on. If you turn it this way, however, you get voice control or Siri, whichever one you have, and it gets rather annoying. So let's take a look at this case itself here. As you can see, it's really protective. There's not really anywhere that would expose the phone. You have here a side port for the vibration controls. You have the volume buttons, the power button, an opening for the headphone jack, and then here you have holes for the speaker and microphone area, as well as, if you open it, a place for the charge port. So let's take this apart so that we can get the phone in, see what it looks like with the phone in it. One thing I really like about the hard part of the case is that where any port is, they have a raised piece of plastic. That way if it impacts, it's not going to affect the phone at all. It's not going to damage it in any way. So it's a rather simple way to take it apart. It just comes out like that. In here are paper instructions of how to put it together. Don't need that because it's rather simple. Now, the issue you are going to have with this is that if you have any kind of clear screen protector on it, especially one that's somewhat thick like Zag Invisible Shield or Bodyguards or anything like that, you're going to have an issue with it fitting because the makers of this actually made it fit perfect with the iPhone 4. And so any kind of increased layering on it makes it difficult to put together. I had a full body shield which included side protection, and I had to take the side protection off just to put the phone into the case. I have kept the front and the rear protection on it. However, because of that, it just barely doesn't work. So when I put it on like this and I snap one side, the other side stays open. And if I take the time and I pop that one closed, this side opens. And so it ends up being this annoying game where I have to go around and try to close both sides without busting it. And eventually I can get it to close. However, I know that the closure is kind of weak and that any time it could pop open if it were to hit hard. Plus, I'm not sure if this is something that happens with all of them or just because I have the cover on, the Invisible Shield cover, but it's starting to poke out where the tab fits in. Basically, the plastic is stressing out, and hopefully that doesn't cause it to eventually bust one day. But that's what it looks like with just the hard plastic on. As you can see, very durable. It's very protective in and of itself. Has an opening here for the silicone to be able to push the home button. It has two holes here to hold the silicone flaps so that they don't come out. I really like these two side tabs. The silicone presses in and holds to those sides so that you're not constantly having to worry about it coming loose. So the way you put this together is you just slide in the bottom, make sure that's fitting in, and then you take these tabs and you roll both tabs over, making sure to lift above those little points of hard plastic so that you're not tearing your silicone, and then just starting to take these tabs and put the silicone into them, as well as these side tabs. You push in those side tabs, and then you plug in all these port covers that keep water out, and there you go. Your iPhone is now completely secure with the Griffin Survivor case. Now let's take a closer look at some of these ports. They're really nice. As far as I know, the Casemate Tank and the OtterBox Defender does not have a camera cover port. This one's nice because it covers it completely but still allows you to take pictures. As you can see, it has a little tab here to open it with. However, using that tab is rather pointless. There's no way to use that tab or to grab it to get it open unless you have some really good fingernails. But most of the time it's just like a guessing game on it. So what I found, there's two good ways to do it. Right here on this upper right corner, you can either take your finger and just kind of swipe it and pick it out, or you can take it and you can push it and then use a fingernail to get it out. The one thing I don't like about trying to get this open is that if you have this belt clip on, which it's nice that it's reversible, you can put it on the front face or the back face. If you have it on the back face here, you can't get to that side to open it up, and so it's pretty much impossible. I always have to take this off and then do it and then put it back on. So that can be an issue. But as you can see here, it completely opens up the camera as well as the flash. Now the annoying thing is that you have to hold it open. So they've made this other tab here on the inside facing, and you can take it and just shove it into this hole. Some reviewers didn't like it because it was kind of cumbersome. I guess if you're taking a lot of pictures that would be annoying. However, I don't take that many, so it doesn't matter if I take 3 seconds to do that. Then it completely exposes it for you to take pictures, and then when you're done you just pop it and push it back in. Now these other ones have tabs to lift it up on. The nice thing about these is they actually work. You can just slide your finger and they will open right up. You can see here plenty of room for that extra microphone as well as the headphone jack. They are actually cut really nice. If I push it down here, you can't even really tell where the cut is made. You can see that the silicone molding process was really high quality. There's no weird foreign objects in it. There's no places missing. There's no spots where it's spaced too far. I mean, they really did a quality job in cutting this. Right here on the side you have your vibration switch. Now I have pretty fat fingers, as you can see, and I can still get my finger in there and turn it to vibrate and turn it off. So it's still accessible, which is nice. The volume buttons as well as the power button are very useful. They turn on and off rather well. I guess you'd call it responsive. They're very responsive. You can see here the volume buttons work just fine. So to further bore you with this review, as I'm sure those of you who want this want to know more about how well it performs, not just seeing somebody touch it a million times. Overall, I really like this case. I watch the videos of them take it through a car wash, drop it off a bridge, and survive, and overall it has been an amazing phone for me. I don't worry about it falling or dropping on the ground or anything like that. These rubber bumpers are really hefty, and it doesn't feel too bulky either. When I hold it, it has a good grip to it, but it's not too sticky to where if you put it in your pants, your whole pants pocket comes out with you when you pull it out. It's a really nice cover on it, and I really like it. The screen is completely touchable. The corners don't bubble out or anything. It's very responsive. I've had no issues with that. I can get to these corner pieces just fine. No issues there. So overall, just a really good case. The belt clip goes on really nice as well. They made it so that it locks when it's closed. It has a little locking mechanism on it. But then also when you open it, it will lock open, which not only helps you get it onto your belt without having to fiddle with it, but turn it sideways and you have a stand right there. If any of you know StarCraft, that's a soundbite from StarCraft. So this belt clip gives you a stand to put it on, just like that. You can do a sideways stand, as well as turning it like this, and you have a vertical stand. So it's a really nice belt clip. I haven't had any issues with it. A minor annoyance is that when it's on my belt locked, if it hits something, a lot of times it will snap open like this, and then I have to fiddle with it. It doesn't just stay closed all the time. But I would rather have that issue than not be able to lock it open and have a kickstand for it, because the kickstand is rather nice. So overall, I give this high ratings. I don't have any kind of a rating system as of yet, but among cell phone cases, I've used the OtterBox Defender on my iPod Touch as well as on the HTC Evo 4G. And overall, I really enjoy this case. I really enjoy it over the OtterBox Defender. It is a bomb-proof case. It's easy to use, easy to take out, easy to put on. The belt clip, I'm sure they will redesign it sometime. Even though I don't have any issues with it, it is annoying to me when I'm wearing it without the phone to have these little prongs sticking out to get caught on everything. But I keep my phone on me all the time, so it really doesn't matter that much. So there's your review of the Griffin Survivor iPhone 4 case. If you have any questions on it, you can email me or make a comment on this video, and I will test it out or show you on another video how it works if there's anything I've missed. I hope you've enjoyed this review and hope that you check out my other ones later.